Imagine waking up, not afraid of the prison guards, but of the man sleeping beside you. Yesterday, he was your friend. Today, he's been ordered to break you. And tomorrow, if you survive, you'll be expected to do the same to someone else. This was the Pitesti Experiment, one of the darkest chapters of communist Romania. Welcome to the podcast, You Can't Unhear. When World War II ended, Romania didn't find peace. Romania found itself under a new communist regime that was absolutely paranoid about maintaining control. They saw enemies everywhere, real ones and potential ones. The communist regime was so fearful due to Romania's complicated wartime history. The country started as neutral, but ended up allying with Nazi Germany after losing territory to the Soviet Union. Romanian soldiers fought in the invasion of the Soviet Union and participated in the Holocaust, with around 400,000 Romanian Jews deported to death camps. By 1944, the Red Army had defeated Romania's forces and invaded the country. And after a coup by King Michael I, Romania switched sides and fought against the Nazis for the rest of the war. When the war ended, Romania was firmly under Soviet control. The Red Army occupied the country, the king was forced to install a communist government and then abdicate, and other political parties were banned. And despite massive electoral fraud, the Communist Party took complete control, even though they were relatively small and had limited popular support. The new government determined to erase anyone who might challenge its authority. Political opponents, students, priests, teachers, even people whose only crime was refusing to embrace communist ideology were arrested. Thousands disappeared into prisons and labor camps. But one prison would become unlike any other. At first glance, Pitesti Prison looked like any other Eastern European prison. Thick walls, iron bars, damp corridors. But beginning in 1949, Pitesti Prison became the site of a brutal re-education program. The goal wasn't simply to punish prisoners. It was to destroy everything that made them who they were. Their beliefs, their friendships, their faith, even their own sense of identity. Because simply locking these people up wasn't enough for the regime. They needed a way to make them renounce their old beliefs completely, to remake them so they'd no longer be a threat. Authorities believed that once a person had betrayed everything they valued, they could be rebuilt into the perfect communist citizen. And that's where the Pitesti Prison Experiment comes in. One of the most disturbing chapters in Eastern European history. The operation was overseen by the secret police, but inside the prison, much of the violence came from fellow inmates. The prison was run by Alexandru Nicolski, a member of the Romanian secret police who had previously worked with the Soviet NKVD during the war. But the real architect of the experiment was actually a prisoner named Eugen Turcanu, a charismatic and ruthless prisoner who organized teams to torture other prisoners under official supervision. Under supervision from prison authorities and the secret police, he organized teams of inmate torturers who brutalized their fellow prisoners. The process began with endless interrogations. Prisoners were forced to reveal every secret they had. Friends, family, political contacts, private conversations. Nothing was considered too small. The information wasn't collected for justice. It was collected to identify exactly how each prisoner could be broken. Then came the physical torture, beatings, starvation, sleep deprivation, stress positions that lasted for hours. Many prisoners suffered broken bones, lost teeth, or permanent injuries. Medical care was almost non-existent, but the physical pain was only the beginning. The next stage attacked something deeper. Prisoners were forced to publicly reject their beliefs. Religious inmates were humiliated through blasphemous rituals. Many were forced to degrade themselves or participate in the abuse of others. The objective wasn't simply obedience, it was guilt. Because once a prisoner became complicit, the regime believed resistance became almost impossible. Soon, former victims became unwilling participants. Some were promised relief if they tortured newer arrivals. Others knew refusal meant enduring the same brutality all over again. Trust vanished. No one knew whether the person beside them was still a victim or had already become part of the system. That uncertainty became one of the prison's most effective weapons. Most of the prisoners were astonishingly young. University students, seminary students, young teachers. Many were barely in their 20s. They weren't dangerous criminals. They were ordinary people whose ideas or associations had placed them in the regime's sights. Between 1949 and 1951, around 600 prisoners endured the experiment. Many died from torture. Others took their own lives. The true number remains unknown because official records were destroyed or hidden. Eventually, rumors escaped the prison. The Romanian government feared international outrage. Rather than admitting responsibility, they blamed Eugen Turcanu and a handful of inmate torturers. Turcanu was convicted, executed in 1954, and presented as a rogue criminal acting alone. But historians argue the experiment could never have existed without approval from higher authorities. For decades, the truth remained buried. Only after the fall of Romania's communist regime in 1989 did survivors begin sharing what had happened inside Pitesti. Their testimonies revealed a prison designed not merely to imprison, but to dismantle the human mind. Today, Pitesti stands as a memorial, not simply to those who died, but to those who survived carrying unimaginable psychological scars. The experiment showed that absolute power doesn't always rely on executions. Sometimes, it seeks something even darker: to convince people, to destroy one another, until they no longer remember who they were. Because once fear replaces trust, and guilt replaces hope, a prison no longer needs walls. It lives inside the people who leave it. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe because this week we are having a special series of The Belief Trap, where we deep dive some of the world's most dangerous cults. Don't miss out, and I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast, You Can't Unhear.